it is okay to comfort your dog when he is anxious. And then it goes on to say you can teach him a cue to stop being anxious when you're all done.
Yep.
Or teach him how to be all done being anxious.
Yeah. So what we saw when that dog came in on a muzzle and all the things.
Can you train me on a cue? All done cue to not be anxious? Matt's shaking his head.
Yeah,
he's interested in that.
The cue for you is going to either be a slap across the face
or
a hug.
A Werther's. Can I get a Werther's as a reward?
Oh my gosh.
Love a Werther's, brother. Hi, I'm Melanie.
And I'm Cory.
And welcome to Love 'em and Lead 'em.
Lessons and laughs with the ladies of Dog Training Camp USA.
In this podcast, you'll take away proven and practical dog training advice with plenty of stories and laughs along the way.
Join us as we share our experience from the kennel and from life.
With that, let's sniff our way into this episode.
So we get in the car and the song comes on from Melanie's favorite rapper, Big X, The Plug.
Oh.
And
what?
Tell them what song it was. What song was it? What? I'm back on my bullshit.
No.
I'm back on my bullshit. And Melanie looks at me and goes, he wrote this about me. And I said, yes, he did.
Just like a line out of a rap song. It's my life.
I'm back on my bullshit.
Definitely being back on my bullshit. Matt, there was a story we were dying to tell you, and it involves me making a bet and losing a bet. So,
we can officially start it with that if we want.
Yeah, it has to come out.
All right.
Because it lingered on into this morning and I'm still laughing about it. But
it's been lingering for days.
You rescued a plant.
I rescued a plant. Melanie received an orchid, which, if you know anything about plants, they're notoriously easy to kill and you never get a second bloom out of them. They're a one-hit wonder, all these things. So it was 3/4 dead. She'd been ignoring it. And so I was like, okay, I'm terrible with plants, but we've discussed my Instagram feed has some plants in it. And so I was like, let me just see if I can rescue, make this thing live again to see another day. And I saw this lady and she put it in water. So a vase filled with water and the roots go down and the blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, I'm going to try this. So I try it. She's like, that's not going to work. And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, so what? It's half dead anyway. Let's just see. It's not going to work. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. It will never work. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to sit it right here by the kitchen sink and we're going to see. So lo and behold, buds appear. She said, it's not going to work. In fact, I know it's not going to work. Tell him what your bet was.
I said, well, it started looking a little green and peppy. And I was like, this is too good to be true. There's no way this is coming back. And I said, I bet there's no way this will bud. If it does, you get to open-handed slap me as hard as you can.
5 times.
5 times if this thing comes back to life and buds.
And I'm like, I will slap you.
And sure as shit, the thing budded 3 times.
It has 3. Yeah. Literally, they're fully bloomed, gorgeous, purple striped and purple speckled orchids on the kitchen counter and just
it's a
ready.
Winter miracle.
So then I said, is it 5 slaps total or is it 5 slaps per
and by that
flower?
By that point, I had to double down and I said 5 per, baby. Just hit me with the 15 slaps.
So now everybody's heard of this and they're all waiting for the slap fest.
Everybody's in on it. Everybody keeps asking.
They want a videoed slap fest, which I said, I'm not really going to slap you. And she's like, you should slap me. Okay, so the other day also, I kicked her ass 3 times in leg wrestling, which that's all. You guys, she's literally just a baby. I don't want to hurt her.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt her.
I knew you wouldn't do it.
Because you're just a little baby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's just a little baby.
So then I said, you have a limited time offer to cash in on this. It's limited time. It's through the end of today. You slap me or you don't. That's what I said.
Through the end of the other day?
I said it was a limited time. I'm going to rescind this offer.
Oh.
And then I secretly rescinded it. I thought I announced it. Maybe I didn't. But then it was my mission to make her really regret not.
Like doing things that made me wish I slapped her.
Yeah. So
we had one such thing this morning.
It already happened. And the offer window just recently just closed. It's a miracle.
So she deserved to be slapped and she wasn't slapped.
Yeah, you're going to say why?
Oh, well, we were going to work with a therapy dog this morning. She knew that we had an appointment with this therapy dog. I'm wearing a logo shirt for work, and she's wearing a deer shirt. And I said, I'm going to wear a logo shirt. And she's like, I don't want to wear a logo shirt. I'm tired of them. Can't we just wear normal clothes? And I said, well, you can do whatever you want. I'm wearing a logo shirt. We're teaching the kids today at the school what's going on. She's like, I don't. And so she went and changed into a logo shirt. And then we go and we visited 3 classrooms with our therapy dog, Ruby. And we introduced her to the classes and we taught them how to interact with a dog appropriately and the difference between a service dog and a therapy dog. And we did a lesson and then we let her go interact with them. 3 different classes, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 3rd grade. And we are walking out and what did you even say? You're like, I didn't know we were like teaching people today. I'm like, what did you think we were doing here? And she's like, oh, I guess I know why you wanted me to wear a logo shirt now. And I'm like, that's it. I'm about to slap you. And she's like, bet you wish you would have taken me up on it. So anyway.
The logo wear just sometimes cramps my style, you know?
She's back in regular civilian clothing with the SG Goodman deer shirt that I got you.
You did buy me this. Yep.
And I've got a new fresh off the presses from Bernheim local artist owl shirt.
Let's
Shout
go,
out
baby.
Bernheim. We just a quick bird report. We went birding. It was like 23 degrees. We went birding on Monday and we got to see Athena, the golden eagle at Bernheim, which was amazing. We saw canvasback ducks.
Yeah.
We saw redhead ducks.
Oh, yeah.
Also of note was the yellow-bellied sapsucker.
Oh, yeah.
And
a favorite.
Some bluebirds.
That sapsucker is right where he always is. That's like the 3rd time we've seen him in that spot.
We keep seeing him in that exact same spot.
Yep. Seeing the eagle was so cool because, there's like 100 dark-eyed juncos and cardinals and titmouse doing their things. And they're all twittering around, eating crap off of sticks and, whatever those dumb little birds do. But we kind of turned a corner on the trail, and when we saw Athena, the eagle, she was sitting up in a tree, and like all of that like background noise, I realized simultaneously had like quieted.
Yeah, it was gone. Like everybody got the hell out of Dodge.
Like everybody hunkered down, like, this bird of prey is in the area, and like somehow they communicated all of that to each other, and us two are over here going, like that shit is.
I know.
But
it's so cool though, because it really, what we've discovered is kind of that we're animal behavior nerds, not just like dog nerds.
No, yeah.
So it's so interesting, and it helps us, I think, professionally to just be able to observe different kinds of animal behaviors and different how they act in different environments and what different stimuli do to change the nature of it. It's super cool.
Yeah.
So we were working really hard.
Yeah.
We were working at Bernheim watching birds.
For sure. So so what do we have on tap for today other than just roasting each other?
Well, it's my primary goal. Since I can't slap you, I'll have to do it verbally.
There was also a threat of hugging. She's like, do I get to just hug you 5 times? I was like,
what I
no.
said. I said, first of all, you're just a baby. I don't want to slap you and hurt you. And then I said, what would be worse? Because you would enjoy being slapped. Like if it's mean, you're about it.
What?
But you don't want to be hugged. So I thought what would be more painful for you than a slap would be if I hugged you 15 times. Like whenever I wanted to 15 times.
Accurate. Matt, slaps or hugs for you, brother? Which is more painful? Slaps, but I'm a hugger, everyone. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, the next bet, I know exactly what to do.
Okay.
So today we actually have a couple interesting cases right now. One dog has gone home. One dog goes home this Friday. And so they were a little bit more complex and more interesting than the typical, obedience and miscreant puppy case. So I thought we would talk about them.
Sure. Let's do it.
Okay. So who do you want to start with?
Well, I think let's talk about this one. Let's start with this one.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah.
So we had a gentleman call and he had adopted a dog and he had suddenly some medical conditions come up. He lives by himself and the dog is a little bit challenging. So he was concerned that if he had unexpected hospital stays or if, heaven forbid, he passed away, that nobody that he knew would be able to or willing to handle the dog, who is a bit of a challenge. So he was going to surrender her to the shelter where he got her because he was panicking, and I completely understand. We got a hold of the case and said, I think we can help you and we can board for you if you need us to, if something comes up. We'd like to work with the dog a little so we can make sure everybody's on the same page. So basically, he got this dog. She's a chihuahua mix. Her name is Pippa. She is currently 6. I think she's 6 years old.
We never check. We always are like,
I know. I'm pretty sure she's 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So when he came to us, he was telling us she's bit some people. She's very particular. I stopped taking her out in public. I don't let anybody watch her. Hardly anybody interacts with her.
He's not left her in
never
this 5 years
her. Yeah.
that he's had her. He's not been apart from her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He had some behavior issues with her and she had a couple bites and now she's like 20 pounds. She's like a little deer-like chihuahua.
She was probably mixed with like some terrier.
Yeah,
like something. She was like kind of tall and
the best teeth ever.
Yeah.
So he shared with us that they had been to a behaviorist, so a veterinary behaviorist, who is a veterinarian that specializes in behavior because it's a specialty. And told us that he got a report from the behaviorist and the report was so extensive that he was just terrified to do anything else with the dog. And so
explain the timeline on that. So he adopted the dog. She's now 6. He adopted the dog when she was 1, saw some concerning behaviors, consulted the behaviorist at the dog was 18 months when he called in the behaviorist. And that's what the report we have now. But fast forward, 5 years have passed.
And that's, in the meantime, what we said before, where he bubble wrapped her, essentially.
After this report is kind of how all of that timeline played out.
Yeah, so he wanted help. He was looking for help. He went to the doctor. He got this report. And the diagnosis list was so extensive that he told us that it literally paralyzed him. He was like, I don't know.
Very distraught.
What to do. So this report is interesting. The diagnosis for Pippa at 18 months old is conflict aggression, generalized anxiety disorder, impulsivity, fear-based aggression towards unfamiliar people, fear-based aggression towards children, fear-based aggression towards unfamiliar dogs, territorial aggression, redirected aggression, resource guarding aggression, situational phobia / anxiety, noise phobia.
Are you sure that this is
firework
Pippa's
/
and not
storm phobia? Not yours.
Not
I was gonna say yours, bitch. It'd be you. This is Melanie and Pippa share these diagnoses.
Hey, HIPAA, come on now.
So I mean, this is a lot.
Yeah.
So he read this and he's like, my dog is the most dangerous creature ever to live, and I don't know what to do with myself. The prognosis was from 5 to 10. The prognosis was between a 5 and a 6. There are risks to living with an aggressive pet, things like that. And then the guidance he was given afterwards was management is the cornerstone of changing behavior. And so actively preventing unwanted behaviors, don't react, try to manage the environment, all of this stuff. Don't punish or correct a dog for doing any of these things. No pain, force, confrontation, stress, or intimidation.
That could also be my treatment plan.
That is yours. I'm not bubble wrapping you. So, and then some suggestions about confining or when visitors come over and things like that. But what happened when she came in was we saw a dog. We didn't have this material first, which I'm glad about.
No, but I think the way that he spoke about her, he was so concerned she was going to bite us. Like,
yeah,
he was like, I just have to bring her to meet you first before you decide you can keep her. He kept saying, you know.
He was very terrified.
And he thought the whole time she was with us that we were going to call him and say, come get her. And so, you know, we had some build up to it, right? He was like, this is the very dangerous dog and nobody can be trusted.
And then when she came in and her teeth were sticking out, we just literally died. It was pretty silly. Yeah. So this poor dog was given this 4-page document that scared her dad to the point that he thought he needed to rehome her, has given her no experiences or taught her how to cope with any stress for all of these years because he was just so terrified at this list.
Yeah, and the language around it.
Yeah. And no real practical tips on how to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, everybody's going to take interpretations of advice like that and do whatever they can with it. But I guess so. What I wanted to say was we showed this to our very new best friend, Dr. Kennedy, who he said we could quote him.
Oh, we did.
He said we could. He I won't say his first name. There you go. I won't say what clinic he works with, but we were like, what do you think of this list? Like, what do you think of this report? Because we don't see them every single day. Like these veterinary behaviorists, there's not very many of them.
These 2 reports, they're not even in the state.
Yeah.
They had to travel out of state for this help.
So I'm not as familiar with how they operate really, or anything about how they work. But he was like, well, I looked at this list and I thought, like chihuahua after every single bullet point.
That's exactly what he said.
And you know, we just had a really interesting discussion about these types of things and their merits and where they belong and if they move dogs forward or if they do this, which is just terrifying owner to the point that the relationship is hard. Yeah, like it's a really hard like pill to swallow that like he could have had this awesome cool life with that dog and instead he kept her hidden away because I mean
she had a great camp.
I was gonna say thank God like this is a great comeback story and she's got a ton of life left in her. Like hell, she'll probably live 10 more years.
She's a funny dog. She has a few little peculiarities.
What we're saying is this all happened. This dog came to our camp and every single person literally fell in love with her.
Yeah. Yes.
Like was enchanted by her.
The look of her is funny. Her behavior is funny.
She is the funniest little dog and
she did not bite anyone.
No. I mean, she gave us some attitude when she didn't want to, when she was first getting used to things like taking the leash on and off. She hadn't worn a leash a lot, obviously. She gave us some snarl lip chihuahua stuff, but nothing that we hadn't experienced. It actually wasn't even as severe as we've ever experienced it. So it was surprising because that didn't match anything.
No, it didn't match the paper, and it didn't match his reaction to the paper.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't see any real aggression towards anybody. But what got me was situational phobia and anxiety, noise phobia. She's never been boarded, and she came in and was completely successful in a kennel environment with a lot of different people,
that age
a
too.
lot of different dogs.
Yeah.
And did great. She went to Lowe's and met people at Lowe's and successfully navigated that and was appropriate. So
don't be discounting these older dogs, man.
Oh my gosh.
Don't be writing them off. The oldest dog we've talked about on the podcast we ever had at the kennel was 9. And we completely changed that dog's life.
Yeah.
And had a great rest. It's still alive, I think.
Zeus.
Yeah. But
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go Pippa.
So I think there is a place for behaviorists, but I feel like it needs to be a more comprehensive plan, and a diagnosis alone should not inform you on what to do with your dog and make you so scared that you never do anything.
Well, I think it's frustrating for us because we are so focused on the after plan of how to help people through these situations. So like part of me thinks that it's actually like to have the credentials you have and to throw around these really serious diagnoses that can really scare people, like the layperson, like I just think it's just a little bit irresponsible.
I don't disagree.
I mean, the dog was like fine. I just don't. I don't know. I mean, I know like clinical and real world situations like
don't always mesh.
However, like I'm not even. Of course, we need veterinary behaviorists, but I just can't believe that I have such a different impression of a dog. Like I just can't.
Well, not only a different impression, but like some of the recommendations in here are avoid any physical attempts to move the dog, whether by collar pressure or handling her body. So the practicality of that is the dog is on you or on the couch snarling in your face and you just sit there, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
Like, let's talk these things through a little bit. And I just don't think that was the part of it was even really given to him, unfortunately.
There's definitely a disconnect between there can definitely be a disconnect between people that are seeking help and have gone to maybe multiple trainers and veterinarians and then escalate to the point where they're seeing a veterinary behaviorist. But I feel like there's a disconnect between we saw it, they assessed, they gave advice, but how do you do that in your everyday life?
Well, and maybe we're completely misreading it. Maybe it's more just like a doggy psychiatrist that kind of you consult with, and maybe their just primarily function is to prescribe meds.
Well,
I don't know.
Let's move to this one, because this one
I didn't even think to look at their websites to see.
This is a dog that we currently have in the kennel. The dog's name is Bean. Again, veterinary behaviorist, and this dog I know has bit like 4 or 5 people.
He's a golden retriever mix.
This report was from 10/29/25. So this is recent. So this one was a little further out.
Yeah.
Like the dog has aged and had, a life.
Mm-hmm.
This is very recent. Diagnosis is generalized anxiety, conflict-related aggression towards familiar people, fear-based behaviors, including aggression towards certain unfamiliar people, and dogs. So 3, I'm happy to see there's no phobias on here. I don't know how you would ask a dog if it's got a phobia. I mean, this one gives a lot more kind of training advice, which a lot of it, I marked it up. A lot of it was things that we would recommend as well.
Yeah.
The number one being number 5. But hold on. So what I was going to tell you is behavior medication supplement plan. So Paxil and trazodone on this one.
Yeah.
So this is from a veterinary behaviorist and also a master's level behavior therapy trainer that put this together. So this report was a little bit more comprehensive, but maybe you're right.
Behavior therapy trainer.
That's what it says. MSKPA-CTP.
Oh, okay. I forget what all of those letters stand for, but I know it's yeah.
So maybe you're right. So this would be a version of a psychiatrist who's giving meds and a trainer who would be considered therapy. But from October to December, the client didn't know what to do with him and didn't have enough guidance or hands-on stuff. So we began working with them. And again, it was very similar. Here's one of the recommendations. So what we noticed was a lot of fear-based attention seeking,
decreasing
behavior.
Decreasing, what is this? The treatment plan? What are you showing me here?
Yeah.
The treatment plan, decreasing anxious attention seeking. I'll just read this. The goal is to help Bean learn to settle and relax on his own when you are both home, which will help his overall anxiety. It is okay to comfort your dog when he is anxious. And then it goes on to say you can teach him a cue to stop being anxious when you're all done.
Yep.
Or teach him how to be all done being anxious.
Yeah. So what we saw when that dog came in on a muzzle and all the things.
Can you train me on a cue? All done cue to
not
be anxious? Matt's shaking his head.
Yeah,
he's interested in that.
The cue for you is going to either be a slap across the face
or
a hug.
A Werther's. Can I get a Werther's as a reward?
Oh my gosh.
Love a Werther's, brother.
Werther's. And you're always saying that I'm old.
Yeah, you are. You're 100.
So Bean came in, muzzled. Parents are terrified, muzzled, all the things. And again, in a crazy turn of events, Bean is being very, very successful with us.
Bean's just a guy being a dude.
We're not feeding into the fear, and the shaking has stopped, and he's getting a little confidence. We have indeed moved him around in space on a leash and using a collar.
He didn't like that. He bit somebody over, like he was resource guarding really bad, I think, and he bit somebody because they went over an unfamiliar person
over his head
to him, and they reached over his head, and he had a treat, and he bit him, I think, pretty good.
But his parents were terrified.
Yeah.
And he's been really successful.
And so they were managing that okay. I'm trying to think kind of what the circumstances were when they came in. So they were kind of managing that, obviously not giving him high value things, not messing with him when he was eating. They were doing a really good job of controlling his access to food and high value items, which is the first thing we recommend when we have resource guarding. But the behavior, so that's going on at home, right? But he's just kind of a normal dog. They walk, these whatever. They've had done some training somewhere, and the behavior we observed when they came in with him was that he could not. He was obviously very nervous. Dogs, when they come into our place, think they're at the vet. Yeah, they freak out. It's we see it every day, but it's always interesting seeing how differently some of them respond, because Bean's case, he didn't want to not be touching his parents and laying all over them, shaking, rapid panting, trembling.
I mean, his shaking was unbelievable.
Didn't want, some dogs eventually get curious after some time. The normal is if they're scared, I would put a baseline is they're a little scared when they get there, when they realize we're not going to mess with them, they start trying to come over and say hi to us. And that's kind of where we take things. But really severe cases like Bean, I mean, we didn't touch him that first time.
I don't think he even stepped off the couch. He was going in between them and they were rubbing him.
So go into a little bit of what that conversation was with the parents.
So we, hadn't seen this report, but that attention-seeking behavior when he was nervous is 100% what we saw. So he was going in between the two of them, and they were petting him and comforting him, and he just never could come down. And so we talked a lot about how that he hasn't developed any self-regulating coping skills
Yeah.
for his stress. And that happens a lot when dogs are not allowed to have any stress and they never learn how to deal with it,
Yeah.
or everything around them is so managed.
Yeah, it's not real life.
Like parents are scared he's going to bite somebody and this, that, and the other thing. And everything is so managed and they're so bubble wrapped that they never can take any amount of stress at all.
Well, and that was a little bit of what was happening with Pippa when she got to us. I mean,
Yes.
she was especially nasty with, a couple of people that he had exposed her to that tried to interact with her.
Mhm.
So, I mean, like we definitely see that those circumstances make their behavior so much worse. Isolation does.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're social creatures just like us. It's just as damaging to isolate them, which is why people are so against crates. But that's a whole separate discussion. But the proximity to them is very important.
It's a very calm. It
Yeah.
can be very calming. In this case, the parents were unintentionally feeding into that fear
Yeah.
and acting like it's okay, instead of knock it off, everything's fine.
Yeah. So the dog is getting positive feedback every single time he gets a pet when he's anxious and his body is trembling and he can't like control himself. He's getting the positive feedback of a pet and some praise. Their voice, explain that a little bit. When you tell people
like they're fine, and then the dog is fine, and then the dog gets nervous and people say it's okay, and they kind of crouch or hunch over,
make your body
their
smaller.
body language changes,
And voice goes higher.
Yep, their voice goes higher. Sometimes they get smaller, they bend down,
Yeah.
put their arm
They're
around
like,
the dog.
it's okay, Sparky.
And
It's
so
okay.
that in body language is communicating that it's not okay.
Yeah.
Like, if it's okay, I'm going to stay
my
and do
human
what I
is
was doing.
all of the sudden acting like is crouched over and their voice is high. Like that is a
Like
sign of
something's
weakness.
wrong.
Yeah, to a dog that would be a little bit of a sign of weakness to a rapid change like that. So, and if you don't have the bond established, then I mean there's a little bit of nuance to it. But I mean when you're just first starting out with a very scared dog,
yeah,
you
when it's a
don't comfort it
situation
at
like
all.
this. So very quickly, he had to fall in with us, and if there's nothing to be worried about, we do not act worried.
Mhm.
We are, leading the way.
Yeah.
And so they start to realize, oh, well, that lady acts like nothing's wrong, so nothing must be wrong. And they start to be able to take in the environment with us as a helping them
Yep. And then you
read
can
the environment.
pretty much once you establish that little bit of connected trust, right? I mean, that's kind of the key to all of it. I mean, it really just unlocks like now that dog who's bit 5 people, had this crazy diagnosis, is on these meds, is now going out to Lowe's and letting strangers pet him
Yeah.
now.
Yes, he went
After
to
just
Lowe's.
literally just a couple weeks of us ignoring him and showing him what to do instead of being scared, which was all the things. You sit here, you lay on the place bed when you're anxious, like gone in before some of the alternatives to
things
being
can
anxious.
be going
but
on around you and nothing is scary.
yeah, so, really just being like a consistently present and like well-attuned human companionship is pretty much all they need.
It's hard because people feel like it's mean to not comfort their dog if their dog is upset.
Yeah.
But also people aren't speaking the same language as the dog. And so they
Yeah.
really, at the end of the day, when you know better, you do better. And I'm thankful for our clients that have really struggled with the ignoring or the not comforting their dog and really have wrestled with that internally and felt like, oh, am I being mean and that kind of thing, but have stuck it out because it is changing their lives.
Yeah, for sure.
But you have to get over your own kind of mental hang up on it.
Yeah.
That they're actually not human. They're just not.
I mean, we talk about that all the time. Yeah. I mean,
And that's how we get, that's
why
how
we
we
like
make
'em.
gains.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Old Bean. Yeah. We're excited about that one. He really that transformation was
He has
crazy cool.
He has done so well. Now, I don't think he loved going to Lowe's.
No.
And as far as an introduction to a stranger for a dog with a bite history, we're very careful, obviously.
Yeah.
And we are...
It's very controlled.
Yeah. He's being invited. And if he declines, then...
We instruct people how to pet him.
Correct.
Before we let people just interact with a dog like that.
I'm
glad you brought that up.
He has the final say. If he does not want to go see someone, we are never going to make a dog go interact with somebody they don't want to interact with. And he was exhausted afterwards.
You make me go interact with people I don't want to interact with.
It's true. And I make you wear like a logo shirt.
Damn you.
So it was hard for him, and he probably didn't love it. But he did it, and he did it successfully, and he did it confidently. And so we're very proud of him. So all of this to say, there's definitely a place for veterinary behaviorists. But I feel like we need to have a little better.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the
plan.
I don't
goals,
know what the
some
bridge
of these things are.
There needs to be maybe a bridge from this to training. But you're in a medical team, like your doctor refers to a therapist who refers to a specialist or a whatever, right? And all these people are, all in on one treatment plan. Like that's probably the missing piece of this. Why we have some people that are just can't follow through or don't know how, because there's no support.
Probably.
And these people aren't the ones, obviously, that can give them support. They do this important part, which is science-y and medicine, and we need that part, too, for a lot of dogs. We have a lot of dogs that are on meds, and they're successful on them, but interesting.
But don't go buy a piece of paper.
Yeah, give your old dogs a chance,
you
man.
You still got to look at the dog in front of you.
Yeah,
you train the dog in front of you. So even day to day can be one situation or another. It doesn't have to be that way forever. You can try other things. If a training method didn't work, try a different one. There's millions. If a diagnosis scares you to death and makes you question your life choices, maybe go talk to somebody else about it. Don't just
second opinion.
Let it paralyze you, and because you can have a great dog life with your dog even if you have a challenging dog.
We kept saying thank God for the awesome people at Animal Care Society who didn't let him return that dog and said, "Hey, call these people because that dog is perfect."
I know. Well, and for the humans that are like Bean's parents, they're like, we love him so much, we are not going to stop until we find some help.
And these are not easy dogs to live with in your home. Like they bite people, like what we were just talking about. You can't let them have anything too high value because they might bite you and then they guard you. I mean, this is a whole thing to live with in your house. So if you've never had a dog with some of these really kind of intense behavioral issues,
you're really lucky, first of all.
These people have to really search high and low for help. A lot of veterinarians won't see aggressive dogs. A lot of trainers won't work with certain breeds of dogs that genetically have the tendency to be aggressive. So,
kudos to these people.
Absolutely. Not giving up on these dogs. There's something in that.
And we're not crazy. But when we looked at the dogs in front of us, we saw potential.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
We saw that little...
Pippa had the best underbite.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, how do we...
I don't know. I'll try to pop up a picture of her.
How do we share stuff on here?
I don't even know.
Put it in the show notes?
Put it in the show notes? I don't know. We'll look.
No idea what the hell we're doing.
This show's pretty low budget, folks.
Okay. Well, yeah. So watch our socials. We have an Instagram now, but we'll put her up on there. And Beans up. So say real quick one thing about what you told Bean's dad, who was a lovely man, but he was a cardiologist. Tell him what you said about the petting when Bean was
sometimes
scared.
It's really hard. Again, going back to getting people to not feel bad for not comforting their dog and teaching the dog some coping skills.
Yeah.
And so
to do two things simultaneously.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
So he said he was petting the dog. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And I'm like, stop petting that dog. And
the dog is like this.
The dog is vibrating. and has a muzzle and like
Oh
all the
God,
things.
yeah, he had a muzzle. I forgot he had a muzzle.
And he's again, it's okay, it's okay. And I'm like, stop petting that dog. I said, listen, you're a cardiologist. You have to get people to stop doing the thing they've always done that got them into your office, right? So if it's a weight issue that's affecting their heart, you're like, I know that I'm not supposed to eat the French fries, but that's my only coping skill is I'm eating the French fries.
Right.
And I said, your beans French fry. And he goes,
yeah, his mouth dropped open.
He goes, I get it. I said, your beans only coping strategy, and he can't quit you, especially if you continue to do it. So stop doing that.
That was a good one.
And
Teacher Cory was out that day with the...
I told a cardiologist that he was his dog's French fry.
I was like, that was a good one. I don't know how you come up with them, but you're the master. So
we've got Bean some new coping skills. He goes home on Friday.
Yep.
I'm so excited. His parents are going to be so happy.
He just looks like, I don't know, man. You can look at some of these dogs that live in this like chronic state of just tension. And I swear, well, it definitely does. But I swear sometimes I can look at them like when they first get to camp and that's the height of their anxiety because it's new and it's scary for a minute. And then I feel like they look to me like different dogs, like at the end when their body is actually relaxed and they've actually like they're still and their eyes aren't moving rapidly. Like, I don't know, there's just something so different about them. And it's not like they physically have changed. Some of them lose weight or whatever, but I don't know, seeing that is just like,
it's super cool.
Still all these years later, the coolest thing that we get to see. So, anything else we need to hash out today?
I think that's it.
Stay tuned on some slappings.
Yeah, I'll slap you after this.
No, you won't.
Just a baby.
Definitely won't.
She's just a baby. Mm-hmm. Thanks for listening to this episode of Love 'Em and Lead 'Em. If you want to hear more, be sure to check us out every other week on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Please be sure to follow us on Instagram at Dog Training Camp USA Louisville and check out our website at dogtrainingcamplouisville.com for more information on our training and other services.
If you need help with your dog, don't hesitate to reach out. You can find our contact details in the show notes.
We'll smell you later.